Next, I'm going to practice using those shapes to create an abstract artwork by mixing and matching, rearranging them, and coloring them in, similar to the artwork that we saw by Vasily Kandinsky that had a variety of lines and a variety of shapes to make an abstract artwork. So to do that, I'm just starting with the other side of the paper. You can use a different piece of paper if you want. You can use whatever colors you want, and you're just experimenting with drawing the shapes that we practiced together. A variety of sizes and using them to fill up the space of the paper. So I'm going to include a variety of different shapes. I'm going to make some ovals next. And I'm letting the shapes overlap each other. I'm turning them different directions. I'm making them different sizes. And I'm using the whole space of the paper. Next, I'm going to add some triangles. Some of them are going to be so big, and some will be medium. Some can be small. Next, I'm going to make some squares. And I'm making a variety of different colors. Really experimenting with filling the page with shapes. All different sizes. And then last, I'm going to do rectangles. Let's see. I'll put one down here. Let's put one here. I'm going to make one over here. I'm just experimenting with overlapping my shapes, using different colors, and using the shapes to fill the space. And then, just for good measure, since I worked so hard to practice that pentagon shape, I'm going to include a couple. Even though I think they're really challenging, I'm still going to try. I'm going to include one on this side. And let's see. I'll put one up here. A great big one. So even though I think it's hard to try, I'm going to try it anyway because it's great practice. Let's do one more. Put it over here. So I tried to include a large, medium, and small version of each of the shapes that I drew, and I tried to use a wide variety of colors so that I have some variety in my artwork. Now, my challenge to you is before you take your final photograph to turn your drawing in, I want to see you color in some of your shapes. I'm going to suggest, since we drew so many, see if you can color in 5 of the shapes that you drew. So when I say color them in, I mean you find the shapes you want to color and really, so let's say I'm going to color this circle in, really fill them with color. Work hard to make sure that the white of the paper is colored, that you filled in the empty space. Pressing hard enough that we can see your colors. So that's one shape filled in. Let's see if we can fill 5, at least 5. You can always do more than that, but we're gonna try to get 5 of the shapes. If you want to color all of the shapes, you're welcome to do that. But I'm challenging you to color at least 5. That's 2. I'm going to color one of my shapes over here. Now, one thing you could do when you're coloring is where the shapes overlap, you can actually trade colors. You could switch colors. So maybe I fill in this part of my triangle with blue, and then where it overlaps into the other shape, I could color it with a different color. That's a note that gives you more variety also. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3. What other shapes will I color? I think I'll color this square over here. I'm gonna color each of the sections that's overlapping a different color. To make our artwork more interesting, we're adding some variety by filling in some shapes and leaving some of the shapes empty. I like to color around the outside of shapes first, around the edges, and then fill in the empty space. I think I do a neater job when I color this way. If I outline a little bit first to give myself a thicker border, and I do that more slowly, and then I can go back and fill the empty space more quickly because the border helps me stay inside the lines. So I always go slow when I'm near the edge, and then I go faster in the middle. It's just one way that I can control my crayon and make my artwork more neatly. Now I've colored 1, 2, 3, 4. I need to pick one more. I think I'll do the oval on this side, this big shape over here. So I'm basically filling in all the little sections of this oval. So when I'm done, the whole oval will be filled in, but it's going to be filled with all different colors. And then we're going to do one more to fill in this big unusual shape of the oval that's left behind. Again, this is optional. You don't have to spend your whole time doing all these little teeny tiny overlapping shapes, but I like to color them that way because I think it adds more variety to my drawing. If you want to just color in 5 of the big geometric shapes, that is totally fine. If you want your geometric shapes to be colored, I could color the whole oval one color if I want. That is your choice. That's just your artistic choice, whatever your style is. Whatever works best for you as an artist, that is okay. I just like really colorful artwork, so I'm using as many different colors in my oval as I can. So now, before I would take my picture and turn it in on the discussion board, I want to just double check. I have filled the page with geometric shapes. I used a variety of geometric shapes. I used a variety of colors, and I colored at least 5 of my shapes got filled with color. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shapes completely filled, so I can count this artwork as finished.